How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to go over 4 ways to boost your energy levels and be more productive. So it's really common and normal to have energy level fluctuations throughout the day and across days, right? Some days you're going to be on, some days you're going to be off. Certain times of the day are probably better than others for your energy. All that kind of stuff is very normal and natural. But when you find yourself sort of in a pattern where basically every day, all day, you're at low energy, it's a good idea to kind of think about some of the influences that are leading you to feel that way because while it is natural to have lower periods of energy, it's not that normal or healthy for you to be low energy all the time. So in this video, I'm going to go over 4 different tips or areas that you can sort of think about as you look at your energy levels. So the first area I want to talk about is your emotional state, right? And by boosting your emotional energy, you are going to be able to get more stuff done. And I think this is something that's often overlooked in favor of things like sort of your physical health and taking breaks and stuff like that, which we will talk about. But your emotional state is really important for getting things done. So if you are basically feeling exhausted all the time and never excited and never in a good place emotionally, then it's going to be hard to really want to get a lot of stuff done. So to combat this, we basically need to give ourselves a boost emotionally so that we feel better, and then we're more likely to take on some of these other tasks. And there are a wide number of ways that you can do this, and actually it's going to matter who you are and what actually gives you energy that this works for. But like, let's say that you've started your day, you've lost momentum, you're just really feeling down, and you don't want to do it anymore. You're going to want to take some time to do an activity that boosts your emotional state. So perhaps you're really social and you feel really good after you talk to somebody, then you're going to want to have a conversation with someone. Or if music really fires you up and energizes you, you maybe take some time to listen to a song that really increases your energy and makes you feel motivated. Maybe it's motivational speeches, whatever works for you is going to be great, right? You just need to spend some time investing in these sorts of things that boost your emotional level so that when you come out of those activities, you're at a good level to sort of undertake some of this other stuff. You need to find things that excite you, that help you feel energized and connected. And a lot of us end up not doing that ever, really, right? We don't tap into these things, and then we just slowly become more and more disconnected to the point where we don't feel like doing anything. The second area to think about is how you're sleeping, and especially around how you're taking naps, right? So if you take naps to try to regain energy, it's really important that you fit it in the critical window that makes the most sense, right? There's a lot of science and research around sort of different sleep cycles, and if you wake up in the middle of one of your cycles, you're going to be even more groggy than when you went to sleep, most likely, and it's going to take a lot of time to sort of come out of that. So a good rule of thumb is about 20 minutes, right? A 20-minute nap or so is going to give you the most energy and make you feel refreshed. Now, you can play around with that a little bit to see what really works for you, but essentially, if you're falling asleep too long or not at all, and you basically wake up at the wrong point, you may find yourself more tired than when you started, and obviously it's not going to boost your energy if it takes another 2 hours for sort of any of those restorative benefits to kick in. So pay attention to the kinds of naps that you have, and then at the core of that, what sort of sleep you're getting. Obviously, it's very important that you're able to get quality sleep. Do things like have a sleep mask, close out your blinds, get some heavy blinds, drapes, noise canceling, whatever you need to do to improve the quality of your sleep, because that's really going to play a major role in your energy throughout the day. Now, we talked about, sort of this emotional health, this physical health piece. Obviously, there are other parts of physical health, but now I want to talk about sort of this mental or thinking health type of thing, right? And a lot of times when you have a ton of stuff going on, what can happen is you just go from task to task to task, figuring things out, solving the problems, and it's very, very cognitively taxing. So if you find yourself really drained because you're just constantly thinking about things and breaking things down and taking them apart, you need to take time to rest your mind, to actually give your mind a chance to just relax and do something easy. There are a number of different ways that this can happen, or that you can choose to do this, but perhaps the most common and useful is some sort of mindfulness or meditation practice, something that disengages, lowers the level of stimulation, and moves your focus away from problem solving to just being more in the moment. One way to sort of think about this is sort of parallel to physical exhaustion, right? At a certain point, your body gets so tired that you need to really reduce the amount of stimulation or the amount of effort that it's putting out so that you can heal, recover, and get back at it. Trying to just push through, which I think happens a lot mentally, at a certain point, it's also futile, right? You're also not producing more. You're just sort of having a bad time and not getting a lot done. So pay attention to the state that your mind is in and take breaks when it's appropriate. The last piece, going back to physical health, is to have a balanced diet. It's really important to make sure that you're eating the kinds of things that are going to provide energy for you. In general, I think people for the most part have a decent idea of what this is stuff that's not like super high in sugar. Another piece to think about is how much you've eaten across the day. So a lot of people try different types of fasting and different things like that. Pay attention to those signals, because eating or not eating at certain periods of the day may contribute to different levels of energy. And if you find yourself eating in a way that is not providing energy at the service of some other goal, play around and see if there are other ways that you can kind of construct your diet schedule or plan that more aligns with what it is you need to get done. Another piece of that diet part is, paying attention to things like sugar and caffeine and things that can temporarily give you a boost in energy, but may have a net negative overall. So for example, if you're using caffeine to get from one day to the next, at some point your brain and body are going to become habituated to that, and then it's going to take more, and basically you're just building up this sort of debt that, while it seems to work now, eventually is going to catch back up with you. So it's just another piece to consider. So all in all, try to keep in mind that rest is actually something that is productive in a sense, right? Without it, your productivity will actually slip. So you need to pay attention to your energy levels, and you need to feed into the types of activities that are going to increase your energy over time. If you keep pushing and pushing, you're going to exhaust yourself. And if you keep pushing beyond that, you're not going to produce more. If you keep pushing beyond that, you're going to end up with some sort of mental or physical or both health problems. So it's really not worth doing it. And it's not worth skipping the rest. It is vitally important that you take time to sort of relax, and it is productive in a sense, right? It's what you need to have optimal functioning. So let's move on to the exercises. 1. What's one thing you enjoy that you can do every day to increase your emotional energy? 2. If you take a nap, set an alarm so you don't sleep for more than 20 minutes. 3. How could your diet be more balanced? One thing you could add and one thing you could remove to improve your energy. So all in all, hopefully that gives you a couple ideas, a couple areas you can look at as you try to increase your energy, and just sort of the different ways to approach that. As always, if you have any questions, comments, topics you want me to cover, throw them down in the box below. I'll get to them as soon as I can, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please take a second to subscribe, as it really helps out a lot. If you're looking for more content, there's all sorts of information over at howtohappy.com. And if you want something a little bit more condensed and concise, I've also written the book Mindscaping, which is essentially a framework for optimizing happiness. So we'll have the link there as well. And that's all I've got. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.